Lisa in Conneaut, is it Conneaut Lake, Pennsylvania?
Yes, that's correct. And right as you called me, I was just fixing to sneeze. So
oh, just as I put you on the air, yeah, because you called us.
I know. It never fails. Something strange like that goes on.
It's like waiters only walk up and ask you questions when you're eating, right? And when you've got a mouthful of food.
Yes, and I used to be one of them.
Oh, absolutely. Me too, actually. So.
Well, waitress or whatever you say these days. Yep. Seasons, greetings, love, and all that jazz.
Thank you. Back
the
at
chat
you,
room on YouTube.
Yep. Thank you.
And I wanted to start with a couple things. First of all, I am ashamed of myself that I ever bought into that libertarian crap.
Yeah, you know, I did for a year. Back in the mid-'70s, I was making a lot of money and running my own business, and it just seemed like such a great idea, so idealistic and everything. I mean, there was about I think it was right around 76. Or no, it must have been around 75, 76. I had a bumper sticker that said, you know, freedom works, vote libertarian.
Yes. And
it's a very seductive philosophy.
For it now, and you have helped me tremendously, as has the chat room.
Yeah, good.
But the nature of my call actually is lately you have been, I'm so glad you have been bringing to light the cross-check program, the Greg Palast documentary, and all that. And you had been asking, you know, why aren't the Democrats standing up and screaming about it? I just want to refer you and anyone listening to the Real News Network. I believe it's just Real News.
Yeah, Paul Jacobs, isn't it?
Paul J.
Paul J. That's right. Paul J's network.
He interviewed Greg Palast, a two-parter about that very thing. So just check it out on your own.
Well, can you tell me, you know, I'm not going to have the time to do that, Lisa, and you apparently have seen it. What did Greg, and, you know, we could call him Greg, but why did he say Democrats are refusing to discuss cross-check? By the way, not all Democrats are refusing to do this. The Congressional Black Caucus is all over this, but they're about the only ones.
Right, exactly. It makes me mad, too. The bottom line is, and you might not like what he said too much, but it's what he said, is that because they're a part of the so-called establishment, the system, so forth, they almost don't want to bring to light how corrupt and hideous and disgusting this whole voting thing is. I almost cried watching these African Americans and other people being purged from these lists. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
And his opinion was, or his bottom line was, that it would expose the system too much, and that's why people who are really in the system aren't even screaming about it.
Well, let me. I've actually heard this from actually even elected Democrats and Democratic strategists. None of them have ever said it to me on the air, but they've said it to me off the air on a number of occasions. And let me clean up that statement in a way that sounds a little less disgusting. Yeah, hideous is a great word. And that is what these Democrats have said to me is, if people lose confidence in our electoral system, they won't come out to vote. And if they don't come out to vote, our Democrats won't get elected. And so if we start complaining about how the system is rigged against Democrats, people are going to say, well, the system's rigged against Democrats. Why should I even bother? And that, you know, and that seems to me like, you know, super wimpy, the worst reason. But that's actually the logic that they're pursuing. Now, you could recharacterize that as, you know, we're part of a corrupt system, and therefore we're not going to call out the other parts of the corrupt system. But the way that they talk internally about it, and there's a certain logic to this, which is fairly indisputable, is that, you know, if Americans knew how corrupt the election system was with cross-check and all the Republican voter suppression things and whatnot, you know, a lot of people just throw up their hands and say, screw it. I'm going to go live on a desert island, or I'm just going to, or more logically, I'm just going to stop paying attention to politics. I'm going to start listening to rock and roll music, and I'm going to, you know, go skateboarding or something, or to the bowling alley instead of, you know, paying attention to politics. And that's what a lot of Democrats are afraid of. Does that make sense, Lisa?
Right. I understand that. Now, can I just say one more thing quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how you are always encouraging people to get inside the Democratic Party and all that jazz?
Yes.
I have attempted to do so on 2 occasions. One time I sent a message to kind of a person that's a major player here. No reply. Then I sent a message, a very diplomatic message, I might add, to another Democratic bigwig in the area. She wrote back to me and said, I think we need to move to the center, Thom. That's
right. Well, this
said.
is why you don't go to the bigwigs, Lisa. You go to your local precinct.
Well, this is a local. It's like when I say bigwig, I mean they've been involved with Democratic politics for a long time.
Well, then
so
run for precinct committee person in opposition to that person.
What was that?
I said run for precinct committee person, or find somebody who's willing to run for precinct committee person, who is saying no. You know, the status quo is not good enough. The status quo has led us to lose over 900 legislative seats across the country. It's just the decimation of the Democratic Party has been the status quo. We're not up for the status quo. We want this party to be the party of the American people, and as it traditionally has been. And those people who are bonded in their allegiances to the economic elites in this country, we're going to take you on. Because we want to represent the working people, not the billionaires, not the banksters.
Well, thank goodness one of my local supervisors, I told him almost those very words last night at a meeting, and he was right on board.
So there you've got somebody to support. There you have somebody to support, and hopefully get more like that in. My point is, Lisa, this is almost like the voting thing. When somebody comes on the air here and says, "Oh, I tried to get into the Democratic Party and I was rebuffed," or they were not nice to me, or they thought I was some kind of radical crazy person for saying that we should have health care for all, or whatever it may be, it has that same suppressive effect that the Democrats are afraid of having when people talk about cross-check.
That's right. You make good points. Now you made me feel better already. Thank you.
Okay, good. Lisa, thank you for the call.
My call.
And keep trying. Keep trying.
I will do it. I'm now just on a mission.
There you go. There you go. And as Jefferson said, the era of, well, this is a sexist phrase, I suppose, but he said the era of the witches will pass over. And he was talking about John Adams specifically. He didn't mean it in the feminine context, but that was the language of the day. In other words, things change. Times will change. He said that before he was elected president in 1800. It will change. And the thing that's going to cause it to change, Lisa, is people like you and me getting involved. Thanks so much for the call.